As promised, I'm going to show you how I built Flint. But first, let me show you the crate. This is the crate where I keep my fursuit, nice and cozy. Plus it has enough room for my accessories and props. Enough said, let's start opening this crate. It's pretty simple actually. I built the thing out of paper mache molds, which is based off cheetah anatomy. You can see it looks almost like a skull, but it's not a skull. It's actually paper mache. It's also pretty darn well made. This is the basis of the actual fursuit head because it's vital to keep everything closest to the actual animal you want to base your persona off of closely. See, this is the second suit I tried building. I kept the mold. The tail is made out of foam covered in fur. You know, simple stuff like that. It even comes with elastics so you can clip it onto a belt and it'll never fall off, which one of my favorite features that's implemented. Long story short, I actually bought the fur at a local fabric district in Los Angeles. Got more than enough to build a partial and a full suit out of that, and it costed me less than 90 bucks. $87 to be precise. And of course, I used a sewing machine. The only tricky part was actually building the suit, because that almost had to be tailor-made. And the tricky part is actually the eyes. If the eyes aren't right, the whole thing's completely scratched. In fact, I had to scavenge these old eyes from the other suit. But it looks pretty seamless, like it actually looks like it belongs to Flint 2.0. In fact, I might actually modify the eyes a little bit later on. To save a little extra cash, I bought fur in bulk. In the long run, I ended up wasting so much brown fur, I didn't even know what to do with the rest of it. I only needed it for the hair of Flint, right here. I needed brown for the hair, gold for the fur, black for the ears, and of course white for the belly and the mouthpiece. I'm not going to give an entire lesson on how to build suits, but I'll give you some tips of how I did mine. I made sure that the first suit would be as simple as possible. Adding too much details would be a little crowded and a little busy. Like if I was a little tempted at times to put spots on his cheeks, but you know, after getting word and word time and time again from my bro, he thinks just the tear lines is enough for Flint. I made sure that the anatomy of the cheetah is strong with this project. Deviating from that idea even a slightly bit, and your fursuit head might look anything but a cheetah. As for the moving jaw, it's pretty challenging actually. I use elastic bands inside the head and fits tightly around the chin with a piece of foam. It took some time to calibrate it so I can get the perfect fit. It also acts as a ventilation port. It's an absolute must if your suit doesn't implement a fan system. I have to admit, I got a bit lazy when it comes to building the feet paws. I just got some random pairs of shoes and covered it up in fur. Fortunately, my persona doesn't really need to walk barefoot. He wears shoes. On to the partial. Some of my viewers already know that I like to keep my suit in a large giant crate along with my props and accessories. But what they haven't known is I like to keep these things organized inside there as well. I don't throw all the pieces inside. As you notice, I painstakingly added spots all over the golden fur. They're actually black felt that I had to sew individually. Probably took me about a week to add all the spots, but I guess in the long run, it's more than just worth it. My second idea was to cover the suit with spray painted spots, but I already knew that's a recipe for disaster. I attached both sleeves together via stretchy elastic bands, which I scavenged from old suspenders. This is the best part. A belt that comes with a tail. The tail is attached via a belt, which hangs on pretty tightly. It fits through like this. And there's a simple basis on how to attach tails. The paws have seen better days. Definitely need to be thrown into the wash along with my sleeves. And you're noticing something's absent here. There's no grippy paws here. I like to implement that someday in the future, but for now I like to keep it simple. Like I said earlier, I like to keep things simple. Last but not least, here's the sleeves for the legs. I usually wear these when my swimsuit. I don't really use it that often. So yeah, you might not even see these around. But hey, I spent an extra week on it just adding the spots. So I definitely going to use that someday. And there you go. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like or a share. See you next time.